Luna here, and today we're going to be playing on a map known as Payload Upward in a game called Team Fortress 2. Tonight we're going to be playing as the spy, going to use weapons, going to kill people, going to have a fun time. This is going to be the first of what I hope to be many gameplay commentaries of Team Fortress 2. I'm going to give some tips and tricks for spy, going to try and run around and kill people, and we're going to see what happens. So, I'm going to come out of spawn here, we're going to disguise real quick. We're going to use some of our weapons, our loadouts. The loadout I happen to have chosen for this particular gameplay is the stock revolver, the spycicle, and the cloak and dagger. The cloak and dagger, as many of you know, and many of you may not know, is a Invis-a-Watch for the spy that lets you be invisible indefinitely so long as you do not move. I happen, in this part of the gameplay, to get rather distracted by watching this engineer perform his conga taunt. He's having fun, he's doing his own thing, I don't know what he's doing, but he's going on about it. And just for the record, can I say, real quick, that the conga taunt for the engineer just looks silly. It really does. It looks... Who approved that animation? It just looks broken. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go over here. We see a heavy, he's distracted, he dies. We're going to move on. Unfortunately, I did not notice the spy behind me at the time. So he manages to backstab me. And a good tip for spy is that when you go to kill someone, take a look around at your surroundings real quick before you do it. So that way you can check to see if there's maybe somebody behind you who's going to kill you instantly after you either kill or fail to kill the person in front of you. Explosions going on, people are dying, things are going on. I see a spy, try to kill him, lose track of him. He stabs our sniper with one of the knives that lets you disguise with killing. And we get into a little gunfight. He dies thanks to the scout on my team. I disguise again, go invisible, and decide to run around. I see a heavy. He's once again distracted. He dies. I thought about going after the demo man, but decided against it because I thought he had seen me. He did not, in fact, actually see me, and I probably could have killed him, but such is life. I decided to go after this engineer. I fail stab him, he sees me, starts shooting me. I'm decided that I have an invisibility watch and I can disappear, so that's exactly what I do. I run away. I see he pulls out the Wrangler, he's kind of distracted with what he's doing. And there's people pushing the cart, and the engineer dies, and his sentry goes down. Unfortunately for his team, they no longer have the support of his sentry, so our team is able to push the cart rather effectively now. There's a spy AFK who happens to get a crit whip in the face. It's a bad day for him. We see a few people doing things right now. We're going to jump down this little alleyway off the side over here. Kind of check out what's going on right now. We're running around. We redisguise, pull out our gun. Look around. Nobody's coming around. So we switch back to the knife real quick. And I come up here, kind of cloak again, look around, see if there's anybody doing anything. And I see a demo man. Look behind me. Kill the demo man. Get away scot-free. Because his friend didn't notice me. These two demo men have been working together this whole game. Unfortunately, they're not doing it very effectively. Once again, this demo man is placing stickies on the cart. I don't want him to do that because that is a very easy way for him to kill my team. He ends up dying regardless, and I end up moving on. A good note about the spycicle is that when I kill people, it doesn't show up in the kill feed, so I can kind of hide my kills. Unfortunately, they do leave ice sculptures. Kind of watching what's going on right now. There is an engineer doing the conga taunt, and I decide to go after this spy, and I break my own little rule right here. I get into a derpy little fight with him. Unfortunately, I take too long, and a soldier shows up and blows my face off with a rocket launcher. Ends up killing me. That's kind of not good for me, but we respawn, and we make our way back out of spawn. Running around, trying to see what's going on. The cart has stopped moving, but here again, shortly, it will start moving again. We have people on the cart, we have fights going on, kind of deciding where to go. I decide to go up this little alleyway, and I see that that scout killed that spy, but he's a dead ringer. I decide to go after him. Unfortunately, he manages to evade me. But I do notice that the soldier is extremely low on health, so I kill him with a couple of revolver shots. Probably could have let my soldier that was in that room kill him, but I wasn't going to take the chance of him getting a crit rocket on him. He is a soldier after all. He has more important things to do than dying to crit rockets. So, I let that soldier go through. I think he's a spy for some reason. I don't know why. I happen to bump into him or something strange like that happens. But he goes down there to do stuff. I drop down because I don't want to hang up there too long and potentially get myself away. That is a good rule as a spy to keep changing up where you are hiding, where you are going. Always be on your toes, and I happen to get a couple of lucky kills right here because those are two very, very, very spy blind players on their team. Unfortunately, I have a scout from my team show up behind me here soon, and it pretty much draws all of their teammates towards me, which is not good. I die, however, and we are back in our respawn, but respawn is rather short. So here we go again. We're back in spawn. Me and this heavy get to go out and do things, be happy. He's shooting at a wall. I don't know what's going on with him, but he has guns, and he's going to shoot them. Pick up that health pack, and we're going to move on. Me and this pyro. I decide to drop down because I don't want to be a part of what he's doing. Drop down, see there's a bunch of people in here, and decide I don't want a part of that because I am not able to take on that many people face to face. Overall, taking on anybody face to face is a bad idea. That's a spy. That's also a spy. I didn't know that until I got close enough to him to backstab him with my spycicle. He ends up making a nice little spy sculpture. This demo man shoots me with a sticky, but he does not follow up on it, and I manage to get away, which is a bad move on his part. I, at this point, decide that I've disguised as a sniper long enough, and notice that there are quite a few demo men on their team, so I decide to redisguise myself as a demo man, kind of go out of my way to see what's going on, looking all around, and change up my disguise a little bit to hopefully better blend in. Unfortunately, that's a spy who happens to see me when I blink. Ran out of cloak. He happens to follow me up the stairs, which is his doom, as he gets a stair stab in the back. Not a good day for him. Yes, spy, he was an amateur and a fool. That is a trick stab, probably the only one you're ever going to see me do, as those happen extremely rarely for me, and we're kind of just watching what's going on, seeing the battlefield, and I decide that there's not too awful much I can do around here. We're pushing the cart. I don't really want to be anywhere near it because I don't want to be blown up. So we go back into the backfield. I'm feeling a little confident after that stair stab, getting maybe a little overconfident, and overreach my bounds, get into a knife fight, and get backstabbed by that spy. He's going around doing things, and we're just kind of using the death cams to just see what's going on in the battlefield, trying to assess the situation and what's the best place for me to be. Another tip for playing a spy: when you play a spy, don't be a spy if there are already 3 on your team. Not a good idea. It just makes your job harder, makes their job harder, you're splitting up kills. I decide to go after the scout, fail the stab, end up getting him with a face stab with a butter knife. He dies. I guess he was extremely low on health, otherwise that wouldn't have worked. Bump into the soldier, he's extremely paranoid now, and I decide to hide in the corner as this little battle here plays out. I don't want to get in the middle of that, so I just decide to hide in this corner and hope I don't get discovered. Fortunately, it happens to work out in my favor, and I make my way into the back here. This demo man is extremely distracted by what's going on right now, so he doesn't notice me at all as I decloak behind him and kill him once again with a stab. I try to go after that scout, but he is engaged by our scout. A little tip is playing a spy once again is that if someone you are going after is engaged in a derpy little gun battle with someone on your team, do not try to kill them, because odds are you'll get mixed up in that battle and they'll end up one-shotting you. Kind of watching what's going on. I see this spy over here trying to go after this demo man. Unfortunately, it does not work out too well for the other spy on our team. He ends up taking a grenade to the face and dying rather horribly. So I decide that I'm going to go down there and finish what he couldn't. I go over there, and I go after this demo man once again, who dies. But he is very committed to being a demo man, and he's going to show up several times in the next few minutes. Fortunately, the camera I'm using is rather terrible, so the video feed cuts out here in a few minutes. You don't really miss anything too awful much, just me dying horribly as a spy backstabs me. I watch the soldier jump by, and the video ends. Here we are, we respawn after being killed. We're still on blue team. We're still trying to push the cart right now. I decide to go in here, and I bump into another spy. We get into a little derpy knife fight, and I decide I have a gun, so I'm going to shoot him. He gets shot once, and he bumps into our spy, which allows me to follow him. And I get the backstab, get a little taunt. Unfortunately, I did not know that he was there at the time. So I'll just blow myself up, because I don't want to die. At least to him. Oh, we're using the death cam, watching things going on. Jump back down, and we win shortly here in a few minutes. Kind of just going up here, watching the spy. I poke him once, and he must have been using the Conniver's kunai because he looked to be almost at full health, but he must have only had 60 to begin with. So I shot him. He is now dead. He is no longer able to harass my team. So we go up here. We run around this way. We're overall just pushing the cart, rather crushing this other team. I decide to jump down, maybe push the cart, see there's a bunch of stickies on it. Decide to go up here, and once again go after the demo man that's putting stickies all over our cart. Don't want that. Get a fail stab, ends up turning into an actual backstab. Soldier beats me to killing that demo man. The spy comes out, knifes me once, but he loses track of me and jumps down. I'm still up here waiting, watching. We're pushing the cart, having a bit of a time with it. Was gonna try to shoot that demo man, but he gets lit up on fire and blown up by a grenade. Probably not a good day for him. So we go into here. I try to get this heavy's attention, miss all my shots, and then start landing all my shots, such as TF2. Trying to be annoying, just distracting. He can't really hit me too much because of bullet drop off, but they now have double heavies on the cart. Fortunately, one of their heavies immediately dies to one of our spies, and the other one drifts off down a hallway. I go over here, once again killing the same demo man who is once again trying to place stickies on the cart. End up going through here, kill that soldier, fail stab the scout, try to push the cart and hopefully quickly win the round. Unfortunately, I get shot in the face by the backscatter. That is the new-ish weapon for the scout. It's a primary scatter gun that does mini crits from the back. I didn't get mini critted, I got shot in the face. Still, overall, it killed me. And that's the end of the round. We win. That's me, Dr. Luna Cookie Butt, PhD, Spy. Top scoring, taunt, there we go. We're now going to switch over to red team. And I will see everyone here shortly after the break. And we're back. Unfortunately, I screwed up a little bit on the recording, but you didn't really miss all that much. I just killed a couple of people, watched people push the cart. And I try to stab the engineer, it fails. This sniper goes insane with paranoia. Sorry about that. And I watch a bunch of people fall off the cliff. Don't know why everyone wants to fall off that cliff, but for some reason we have like 3 or 4 people just cliff and die. No idea why. Anyway, I decide to go up here after this heavy. He dies, he's using the brass beast, it makes him really slow, makes him really easy. Try to go after this pyro, he blows up before I get a chance to kill him. Looking around, make sure nobody sees me. Cloak. Disguise, grab some health because I'm pretty low on health, jump back down over here, kind of look around, see if there's anything going on. There's not too often much going on right now, so I decide to cloak and look. I see that the same heavy has respawned. He dies before his medic can heal him. His medic's kind of upset with me, starts spraying needles everywhere, eventually gives up because he cannot find me, so he goes on to heal other people. See this heavy come near me and decide I don't want to be anywhere near that heavy because heavies are bullet magnets. And this scout, once again, cliffs. I don't know why, but that cliff is apparently a very popular place to kill yourself. Kill this medic as he respawns, he immediately dies, probably ruining his day. And we're just going to watch things and see people doing stuff. That engineer dies to an arrow. I was going to kill him. This sniper up here gets shot in the face. He immediately dies, and we're overall just destroying this team. This scout, I don't know what he was doing, but he eventually gets his head in the game and goes out to try and help his team. Overall, it's going to be pointless. That scout is a spy, but I decide not to pursue him and let my team take care of him because I don't feel like revealing myself just yet. I do see two devil men coming up here and try to end their reign of grenade terror. Unfortunately, I miss the backstab and end up in front of his grenade launcher instead and die for it. So we're going to cycle through some death cams and watch people try to figure out how the battle is going. Going pretty well for us, honestly. We're just destroying this team. There's not too much they can really do to stop us. I do see a spy who goes up here and tries to redisguise. And I manage to get into a little derpy gunfight. He pulls out a crit, misses, I don't miss my shot, and he is now dead. Once again, if you get into a spot of trouble, the revolver is an incredibly powerful piece of equipment. Had a little bit of lag there, but we go on our own way. Don't really do too much from here on out to the end of the video. Just kind of watching my team, watching the cart, making sure they don't push it to that first point. If they do, that is more time for them. Just kind of watching, seeing what's going on, watching people explode with blood and bits of scout everywhere. Hats are rolling down hills. This heavy is hurting. He's calling for a medic. And I kill him for the last kill I'm going to get of the game. He ends up dying, and this sniper once again goes insane with paranoia, firing his machina all over the place, trying to find me. He doesn't really... He gives up after a little while, tries to push up with his heavy. Unfortunately, the heavy dies, and the sniper dies shortly after he does. Our team has heavies and scouts and demo men. We're all over the place, kind of all swarming over the cart. They can't really come out of their base. We're not exactly spawn camping, but at the same time, they can't really push forward. I'm watching things going on. Not too awful much. See a couple of pyros come out. I decide not to get involved with that, even though I do have the spy sickle. I don't want any part of pyros, because pyros are pretty much evil. And that will pretty much sum up the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed watching it, enjoyed listening to the commentary. Try to get one last kill on this soldier. Unfortunately, I do end up missing. Try to fail stab him, but before he can kill me, we win. And that'll be the end of the video. So, if y'all liked the video, please feel free to add a like. I will be doing more commentaries like this in the near future. And that will be it for tonight. So, good night, everybody.